Hello. I have some questions. Questions that I don't know if anybody can answer, but there should be some people who can answer. And there should be some people who should be able to respond. My first question is, how come in schools that character building and respect of others, manners, and all these things that makes us the people we are when we are about in society, from the smallest age that we can speak or crawl around until we get very old and wise enough to pass on to others. Yeah, you're gonna say, well, isn't that something that the parents should be teaching? That's true, but lots of times that's not the case. Some parents may teach that to their children, but lots of times parents are, especially these days, are getting finances going to work and trying to make sure that they keep their head above water financially, and they have to provide for their family. The children have to go to school, so either it's busy time or hardly no time to speak with them and check on certain things with them, and sometimes it's just not there. You have all types of families. You have families that sit down and eat together every night. You have families who don't do that. You have families that drift apart because they're so busy going this place, that place, after school activities, or maybe working late hours for the parents. Some teens, they're even working, so they may come home late. There are things that goes on in schools that parents don't know. There's things that slip by teachers. Some teachers can't handle everything that's going on. There are bullies. There are taunters. There are people who just basically just snap jokes on children. Some children who don't have, they suffer all types of cruel things, even though there's situations at home that bothers them anyway. There are fights, as we've seen plenty fights on TV, on YouTube. We know that education is the key to get our children educated so they can, find somewhere in society where they need to be. But there are other aspects that go along with that. There's positivity of yourself, respect of your peers, self-respect, your virtue, and not just the females, the males too. Character. How do you carry yourself when you walk around? The way you think that you should be? Or the way that you think someone who's your role model, or an artist, or an actress, or somebody famous, or somebody that's really about something in their lives? How do you appear in society is very important, no matter who you are. And also there's respect of elders. Anyone that's older than you deserves the respect from you. Now, I've witnessed at bus stops young children veering to the front of the bus while there's a long line in the cold, in the rain, getting in front of the elderly, getting in front of the working people. And they don't care. And then there's people on that line that don't care. That should not be. There's also finding your talents. Everybody has a talent, no matter what it is. If the talent is bad, then that's not a talent. There has to be something else that's a positive type of talent that can get you where you need to be if that's what you would like to do. You can focus in on that. There are things that happen in this world for a reason. There are things that happen in this world that shouldn't be happening. But what happens is some people close their eyes and act like it's not there. That's no good. You need to open your eyes up. Everybody in this world, especially in this country, should be prospering. Not just financially, emotionally, respectfully. When you wake up each morning, if you're a religious person, you thank your deity. You have things to do. In this society, we have to work. Because we need financial gain for goods and services. And things of that nature are rising and rising. So you need to do more, you need to earn more. But there are all sorts of other things that stand in your way. You must take those things and go around them, those barriers. But also, emotionally and stressfully, you have to cope. If you're dealing with all sorts of problems from other people, your family, your children, that leads to stress. And of course, we all know stress is no good. But back to the questions at hand. Things need to change. Everyone knows that. The economy, the respect for this country, the respect for one another, the respect for one's privacy, religion, the respect for someone's self-worth. If you walk down the street and you look at another person and there's a negative thought, no matter what it is, about the clothes they're wearing, about something on their face, about their very demeanor, that should not be. It should be either a hello, a nod, or just a plain respect of that person. And there's people who, they don't have that in them because it wasn't instilled in them from they was very young. There are songs being sung in schools from pre-K and these I guess the nannies of children who parents live a good life, and they're going off to work and they have various duties, and they have nannies to take care of their children, so the nannies have to teach them, take them to pre-K or wherever they go to for their first beginning of learning and stuff. Those are the times, those innocent times, where you can instill these things into children. They make songs about shapes. They make songs about having fun and Where is the song of respect yourself? Where's the songs about respect other people? There can be songs written for that. There could be lessons learned. And it doesn't have to sound boring. Once these things are instilled at a very young age, it will carry. Just like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that song drilled into children's heads so they know their alphabets. What about instilling a hands-off policy or a hands-off curriculum to children when they're younger? Maybe there'll be no fighting. I can't say definitely. These days, parents need as much help as they can. Teachers need as much help as they can. Curriculums need much help as they can. This is a new age of computers, technology. Things are moving much more faster. There's a lot of things that need to catch up. I may not be the smartest person in the world, but for some reason, this knowledge has come to me. So, what is the sense of me keeping it in? I might as well spread it. And I don't have a degree in psychology or what else can I put? Teaching, period. But what I do have is a brain. And it works. And I definitely know that everyone has some knowledge that's positive. Whether you tend to hold on to it and use it yourself, or let it be known, or pass it on to your children and your generation, so they can pass it on to their children and their generation. Now, speaking of generation, there always was a generation gap. The grandparents were different from the parents were different from their children. Nowadays, there's a generation gap that's kind of closed a little bit. And, for example, you could know old school and still know new school. You can know business knowledge and politically correct etiquette, and you also can know street slang. Those two combined give you the attributes to be able to deal with your children as they speak and they deal with their peers. But trying to be exactly on their level definitely makes them uncomfortable, because they feel that now, since you're on their level, they can deal with you as you're just a peer, a friend. And then once that gets out of hand, you're going to be like, no, that's not going to happen. Don't take that tone with me. Don't yell at me. Don't curse at me. So, you have to know where to draw that line. And that has to be from the very beginning. It has to be known, excuse me, and kept that I'm your parent, I'm your teacher, I'm your role model, I'm everything that you need as far as knowledge, wisdom, respect, your character, and everything. Financial responsibility, financial empowerment, that can also be instilled in children at a young age. So by the time they get their first job, they're thinking about saving some of their money. 5%, 10%. They still can be able to get the electronics or whatever they want, or school clothes, or whatever they desire. But that financial empowerment, if it's instilled in them, it'll be there. There's no way that a child should be running around junior high school, high school, and not have not one thought about what they want to do with their future. Because if they don't, that means a parent is not doing their job. A mentor or a teacher, someone who knows that you have some kind of future with yourself, is not doing their job. Everyone should stand for something. Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Alright, you want to go with the crowd, you want to go with your peers, you want to be the man, you want to be the female that got this and got that, and you look good, and you trying, you got all the boys liking you, you got all the women liking you, that's all well and good socially. It's good to be socially active, but when your virtue is gone and your self-respect is gone, all those little whisperers and people looking at you and laughing, that's you, and it's not going nowhere. You have to respect your body, yourself, your reputation. If you don't have reputation for nothing bad, you're good. You have a reputation for being anything other than a person standing up for themselves and feeling proud about themselves, then you're in a social hole. And it's hard to climb out of that. Unless you're going to pack up and move somewhere else and start all over again. But you got to start fresh. And you can't go back down the road that you just was in. And if you're young and your body is used up and your brain is used up from so much drama, and you haven't even thought about what you want to do or be for the future, then you have to question yourself. I'm speaking to parents also, or people in general who's not parents, some of us, and I say us because I can include myself, we need to look at ourselves. We need self-evaluation of how we act, how we treat other people, things that we do that we see that may affect our children and how they act or react to any situation. We may come into a situation involving our children where we're coming in blazing, cursing, screaming, arguing to make our point without listening to find out, well, this side of the story is accurate. It's not my way and nothing else. It's let me find out the facts first. Then I can go on from there. But sometimes emotions get us. We are human. We'll get upset. We want to break down the house. We want to protect our children, our family. But we must find out from our character how we'll handle these situations. There are things that cannot, never, ever be resolved as far as speaking, situations, and these things are religion and politics. Never-ending conversations. First of all, religion is personal. It's within each person, within your heart, your belief. Everyone has questions. Everyone has theories. You can speak. You can worship. You'll never stop talking. Never stop speaking. Politics. That's another thing. Politics on a whole is to serve the people. Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, whatever. That's another never-ending conversation. You do not know what's going on in politics unless you're able to go there when all these deals are being done, all these bills are being made in those chambers. You don't know which way this country is going without knowledge. The satisfaction of all people through laws is what politics should be about. If everyone's not satisfied, there's still work to be done. You can speak about politics all day, all night, and I wouldn't think you would still get the conversation right. Because want to be for, want to be against, want to be say, no, these people are doing this, those people are doing that. Tax and spend. Favor the rich. No, they just want to keep people out. They don't want people to know what's going on behind closed doors. If you think you can improve politics, go to college, get in it. You don't really have to go to college to get in it. Because there are very successful people in all facets of life who didn't even get a degree. Some didn't even get a high school diploma. We know that. But really, what the base roots of questions is, how do we move forward as a people? How do we move forward as a nation? Not sit back and say, well, we'll wait and see what this person does. We'll wait and see if that changes. Waiting and see is long gone. That was decades ago. I mean, it's time to act. You have people fighting each other. They live right next door to each other, right on the next block, around the corner. Yo, what you doing on my block? But do we own any land? No. You have people selling drugs to their own kind. Selling drugs, period. The down spur of your own people right in front of your face. But you have to move on. You have to deal with your life. So, you're not into those things. You're positive. You want to go to school, work, or whatever, and you want to flourish in society. But you or your family don't earn enough not to be in those areas where these things happen. So you have to push. You have to deal with it. Guns. When bullets fly, somebody gets hit. It can be the intended target. It can be someone innocent. That should not be happening. Everyone knows that should not be happening, including the ones that's doing the shooting. I mean, it doesn't happen just with gangs and drug dealers. It happens with people that's fed up with being bullied. That one person that the clock is ticking inside them moves towards anger, a clock. And it's too late. You done already set that seed, and it grew to a big spark and a raging fire within that person. And they just come to wherever, loaded. And it's too late. But from the very beginning, if we were all taught that respect, to honor our family, to honor the very human race that we're born from, there definitely has to be a difference. There has to be a difference. You have a birthday party for your young child. Your young child can speak. It's gift time. This gift is from your Aunt Janice. What do you say? Thank you. Where does that come from? It comes from teaching. It comes from instilling. Sometimes you don't even have to say, what do you say? It'll come automatically. or walk down the street, cross over someone to get to the other side of the sidewalk, or to turn to cross. Excuse me. So what? You're in the city. It's hustle bustle. So what? It's only 2 words. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am. If it's an elderly person, go around. Go behind them. It's just that little gesture. Walking through a door. Someone's behind you. See, the instinct comes that there is someone behind you. Quick look. Hold the door open. Thank you. I don't care who the person is. You may not like the person. You may not know the person. Thank you. You're welcome. We are in this society, we be leery of people. You have to. There are all sorts of things going on. The most happy-go-lucky person that you see around could be the most evil or the most mean person behind closed doors. The most quiet person and shy person could be the person that can come out and do amazing things. Or it could be that one person where you pushed a button against them and it's all out war. Children with autism, some kind of mental stoppage of their brain, and they're mathematicians or artists. They can draw a picture. They can learn very fast. Anything is possible. And I'm quite sure these things have well been seen. But it's how we address these things. And it's how we take care of these things which matters. So I ask these questions. Do you have self-respect? Do you have respect of your peers? Do you have positivity of oneself? How is your virtue kept in place? Do you have unquestionable character? Do you have respect of elders? Have you or can you find any talents within yourself? Do you know how you appear in society? Do you care how you appear in society? These questions, and I know I'm not the only one who have any, and any type of insight into how or who we are, that can make us or break us as people. Race doesn't matter. You can be of any race, and this can apply to you. You can be of any gender, and it can apply to you. Questions? We all have questions. Where are the answers? And beside answers, where are the solutions?